Our eighth and second to last presenter today is head coach Ryan Nourse with the University of Montana Western Bulldogs. He's entering year 11 with the program. And as I've been focusing, they did have 20 student athletes in the football program that were academic all conference with our program there, and applaud them for that. My records indicate that Coach Nourse enters the season with an overall record of 54-43, and we're going to turn the time over to him and his young men for their presentation today.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. Yeah, speaking of the young men, to my right is our quarterback, Michael Plandry, be a junior this year, and to my left corner, a senior, Braden Swank. And excited to have these guys with us today, and hopefully they can answer some questions for us at the end. In regards to our staff, I'm just really excited about the work that they've done, and proud of those guys. They've worked really diligently to get prepared for this season, and we hope that with a tough starting schedule that we have, that all that work and dedication is going to show promise there. As far as outlook on the season goes, I really believe our outlook is positive on the year. This was an outstanding offseason for us. It was the most guys we've ever had stay here and work together consistently through the entirety of the summer. Being in a small rural Montana town, it's a challenge to keep over 50 guys here in town, all working and doing what they need to do. And we had well over that, upwards of 70 guys as we've gone through it. So we're pleased about that, and hope that'll kickstart us up here and get our fall camp going even quicker than what we anticipated it would be. On offense, we return 11 starters, and we return 6 on defense. Our kicker's back, our punter's back, our long snapper's back. So, and we have a lot of guys players who've contributed really quality minutes returning from last season's team, and guys ready to step up for their new opportunity. We have a good schedule this year. We get College of Idaho, Carroll College, and Montana Tech at home this year, and getting to have historical rivals like Carroll and Tech here in Dillon and on our campus is going to be awesome. They're such fun games, and College of Idaho, we've certainly had some really awesome battles with those guys over the last several years, and excited to have them back in Dillon as well. We do have a little challenging road stretch. We're going to go out to Lewis and Clark in Portland, and then the next weekend we go down to Ashland and play a tough SOU team, and that's going to be there's going to be a challenge for us on travel, but I think it's a challenge we can that we can accept and put our best foot forward on. A mature team this year. Our leadership has been excellent, with both Michael and Braden being captains for us, along with Marcus Lombard, one of our offensive linemen, and Pete Gibson, a running back. And the torch has been passed by some really outstanding leaders that we've had in our program. I think it's one of the things that helped us to build and sustain the success that we've been able to have. And like I said, this is a mature team. This team has they have the will to work, and they know how to win. They've made that happen for themselves. So we're looking forward to starting camp. Newcomers for us this year, not too many. Most of our guys are back along with their backups, and we've had high competition there. But Jace Fitzgerald, who's a Beaverhead County High School Beaver right here from Dillon, who transferred in from Montana State University, had a great spring for us at linebacker. And then we have a young man transferring in from Southeast Florida, where he was via Montana State University Northern, where we got to know him in Jacarian Sheely. When we played against Northern those years, we thought JK was one of the best secondary and most versatile players in the Frontier conference, and we're excited to have him on board for his senior season. Our key returning players, we have several at each spot, but really on defense is where we lost the most. Some outstanding football players on the D line, but we improved Braden Swank, who I think we've been all conference DB last year for us, but he had a season-ending injury after game 3. And then we have 2 other D linemen who, when we look at the stat line of that, by the end of the season, Kenai Liua and Tyler Walker were producing at a really, really high level. And those guys come in as juniors, and they're very hungry guys, ready to go and earn their repetitions and their spots. Special teams wise, we got first team all conference kicker John Mears coming back. He's been a 2-time first team academic All-American as well. And our punter, Eddie Dewart, I mean, he was within a yard of being the, for first team all conference guy, and punting. We had a lot of really good punters in our league last year. And, Eddie was right in that. He'll be a junior this year. And we returned both of our kickoff returner and our punt returner. Kobe Tanioka broke the all-time record here at Western in terms of kickoff return yards. And then Eli Nourse returned. He only returned punts for 4 games right at the end of the season, but he had 2 touchdowns and almost a 22-yard average per return. So special teams we feel good about. And then offense, as I said before, we got 11 starters coming back, including our quarterback, Michael Palandri, who was the Frontier Conference Offensive Player of the Year and a 3rd-team All-American. Marcus Lombard, our captain and our 4-year starter at center, was also a 3rd-team All-American. Dylan Shipley, he missed 3 games. He was still one of the top producers in the conference at wide receiver, and proved himself to be a deep threat to contend with. And Dylan will be back as a junior. And then Eli Nourse, who was a first-team AP All-American last year and led the league in all receiving categories, will be back for his sophomore season. So we have a lot of good players coming back, and we have a lot of competition throughout our team at all positions. We have good depth, and we have a strong roster, and I know we have a quality culture here where guys work to earn it, and they understand they got to make it happen, and we have guys who are going to do that on the field, and we're obviously excited to get the season rolling. But it's obviously more important to be able to stay the course the whole way through. And I believe this team has what it takes to be able to do that.
Thank you, Coach Nourse. If there are questions from members of the media, if you'd raise your hand, then I'll call on you. Luke Shelton, go ahead.
Hey guys, I guess this question's for Michael and Coach. Michael, you came in last year as a first-year starter, had a heck of a campaign. What was the offensive player of the year? I guess my question is, how much higher do you think your ceiling is? How much more successful do you think you're going to be under center?
I think with all the returners we got coming back and all the guys that I have by my side, I can produce at the same level. So all the work we put in this summer, most of the offensive starters stayed this summer, working every day. So I think all the teamwork we have on the offensive side will improve. And
Coach, how do you feel about Palandri and his sophomore year with you guys? Sophomore campaign, I should say.
Yeah, and I believe that it really kind of comes down to work and opportunities, and I think we're going to have the opportunities again. Although we have a lot of the same guys back, I feel like we didn't know very many of these guys when we started playing last year, and kind of learned each other as we went through the season. They've put the work in, they've put the time in, they believe in one another, and I think as having 5 starters on the offensive line and our tight end all coming back as well, and then really both of our running backs from last year, it really creates a lot of continuity. So things won't be necessarily new, but I believe they could be more. I think they could be more disciplined and even better than how these guys performed last year.
And I have a question for Braden. Last year your season was kind of scuttled by that collarbone injury. This is your final ride after having to sit so much last year. I guess just how excited are you for this last season at Western?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, last year injuries happen, adversity happens, and what you got to do, you have two options. You know, you can kind of sit the end of the bench and not help out your guys, or you can, you know, step up and get a headset on and help those younger guys and lead from the side. And you know, that injury adds fuel to fire. I'm excited for the opportunity. This team's awesome. The closest team that I've ever had. We hang out outside of football all the time. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Other questions from members of the media? Daniel, go ahead.
Coach Nourse, I know I was talking with you after the C of I home game last year. You said you guys had to get better in the defensive back room. Can you kind of take us inside maybe how you accomplished that this offseason?
Well, we went to work, so that was one of the big things. You know, we went to work, and I put my I put my money where my mouth is, and I took over the defensive back room, and I was really I felt like we had the guys to do it. Maybe we just weren't getting her done. All of them are back. That's what's exciting. When we played consistently throughout the whole year, last year with 3 freshmen in the secondary after Braden went down and a sophomore. So what really just took the experiences that they had. I took the things that I know and the experiences I had, and we tried to focus down on improvement, technique improvement, simplification of schematics, and then just production and performance. And was really pleased with the growth that we had through the spring.
Maybe kind of a similar follow-up for Braden there is just how have you maybe seen growth in that room, and then, you know, being healthy again and getting to be a part of that again? How do you project growth for that room this year, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you get a lot of young guys that played a lot of downs, that adds experience to the room, and that's a key in a frontier conference like this with a lot of teams that have great receivers and great quarterbacks. And you know, just the work we put in the summer, the majority of the DB stayed. You know, we just put our head downs, and we knew that the season last year wasn't the season that we wanted in the secondary, but we know our potential, and having a coach like Coach Nourse in the defense back room just gives us more fire to go out there and perform better for not only our players, but, you know, the community and the people who played before us.
Thank you.
All right, DJ Bauer.
Yeah, so obviously an exciting time for the Frontier Conference with all the new teams that are soon going to be joining and things like that. And this year, something in particular is that talking about getting some of your Southwest Montana rivals to come down to Dillon. All 3 teams in Southwest Montana making big stadium renovations. Perhaps Montana Western, the biggest, with going into an entire brand new complex. So, I asked Tech and I asked Carol about it. So I want to give all 3 of you the opportunity to kind of speak on it, kind of state your case on why you think the renovations at Montana Western are the cream of the crop.
I mean, it's obvious. Black and red are the best colors. Purple and green are not. I don't think can be really argued.
And the community that we have down here, they're diehards. It's awesome to see the community out here. Engine 18, they're great. They're great for the program, not only for football, but they support all the other sports. They treat us well. We get free beef whenever we need it. And they come down here and cook excellent tri-tip. Shout out to Keith Hanlos, Mark Simpkins. And nobody likes to play in Dillon. I'll tell you that right now.
Are there other questions for Coach Nourse or his student athletes?
Just one more if I could. Were you 2 high school teammates? Is that right?
Yeah, we were. We've been best friends since birth. Our 2 dads played in college together, and they're college roommates.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's this year going to be like? I know, Braden was hurt last year, but actually getting to play on the field together, what do you think that'll be like?
It'll be sweet. Yeah. His senior year, I'm glad to be part of it. And I mean, we're roommates, so we get ready together for the games, drive everywhere to practice together. It's fun. We've been doing it since birth, since middle school, since elementary. It'll be fun to have one more ride with them.
Absolutely. And our parents, they drive out from Seattle, Maple Valley every weekend. They travel together. It's going to be an emotional day, the last senior night. but it's gonna be fun, you know, playing t-ball with this guy, growing up, ding dong ditching together. You know, we did it all. We've done it all. So to finish here at Montana Western with such a great program and great people in this town and around this community, and especially in the stadium, looking forward to it.
Where were your dad's teammates at?
Eastern Michigan.
Okay. And Ryan, just one quick thing. You mentioned the corner you guys picked up by way of Northern. Could you give us his name one more time?
It's Jacarian Sheely.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a safety.
Safety. Okay. Thank you.
You bet.
Are there any other questions? All right, Coach Nourse, appreciate you and your young men being with us today. Did a great job presenting the Bulldogs, and we look forward to a great campaign from you all. Look forward to seeing Bulldog Stadium open up this fall, and what an amazing opportunity for you to play on campus this year.